In today's video, I'm going to take the camera around and Kirk is going to give you a tour of the coop and the pen area and just kind of explain what we've done and why we've done it for our 150 backyard chickens.
So in November of 2024, we bought 150 chickens from McMurray Hatchery. We are now in March of 2025, and we got a handful of eggs this week. So they are officially laying. We've had them since chicks. We've built this entire run. We've had 50 chickens in the past. Now we are here with 150 chickens. So yes, this is our coop. Roughly 100 foot by 100 foot is the run where the chickens get to hang out during the day. And then they have a roughly 6 foot by 40 foot actual coop attached to the run. We've tried to use ergonomics and like principles as far as efficiency. So for the girls, when they come in the morning or in the afternoon and collect the eggs, you know, chickens lay throughout the morning, so the ideal time to collect is around noon, 1-ish. So we built these roll-away nest boxes. This one is 6'10", 6'10" inches long, and these eggs will roll back and they'll collect in this part. And then this one is a full sheet of plywood, which is 8 feet. And so, as you can tell here, there's 3 eggs. We have 1 or 2 chickens right now that are laying early. And so we've kind of timed this. We've kind of been working and timing it towards them laying. So as we've been getting closer, we're having urgency. So why don't we go in here, do a little quick tour. So this is our entrance. It has a simple lock. And so as soon as you come in, pretty straightforward. We have a watering system here to the left. So in Arizona, water is highly critical. We're actually going to install 1 more water system to where we have 2. Redundancy, so if one fails, these birds will stay alive.
And you say water system, so like what do you mean?
Yeah, this is just an automatic water feeder. So it's got a float in there, and once it recognizes that the float is low, it automatically fills. And so
we're not having to.
You don't have to fill it every day. This is automatic. But what we're going to end up doing is an update to this to make it a little more robust. So stay tuned for that. We'll show you guys how that'll pan out to keep birds alive in Arizona. This is our 2nd time raising birds. Our first time was about 50 birds. We ended up with about 20 to 30. This obviously is a little bigger. We have 4 kids now. We're having a lot of fun with it. So
when he mentions our girls, we have 4 girls. Our oldest is turning 7 very soon. So they're our little farm helpers. They have their hands in every single task we are doing here. And so they'll be featured when they are helping.
Yeah, and this week I detached my bicep tendon off of my arm. I need extra help because I'm going in for surgery in like a week. And so they're going to really have to step up. So it was a $15,000 bag of chicken feed after surgery. So
wait, why are you calling it the $15,000 bag of chicken feed?
Because I was leant over, like pulling on it, the bag of chicken feed, trying to get it out of the van, and my tendon popped.
So you were okay.
I had worked out earlier in the week and really fatigued my biceps and my back, and so I think I had just weakened them.
And then you kind of overextended.
And then I overdid it,
pulling a bag that was like hooked on the van seat, and it was
fully arm. And I should have realized that it was not smart. But hey, us guys do things that aren't smart.
Happen.
So this is their main run. This is a big old open area. We have some pretty cool logs that are out here casting shade, giving them a place to hide in case a hawk comes. This is what animals like. We're going to be adding greenery. So we're going to be doing some plantings of some medicinal plants to supplement their feed.
Yeah, show us where, kind of point, I have you in there pretty good. Show us where you think the trees are going to go.
The trees are going to go on the perimeter.
Okay.
They're going to go around the entire perimeter.
Yes.
So
we have kind of 3 perimeter walls.
And
back,
then
the side.
we may plant a mulberry. We may plant a mulberry in the middle, a fruiting mulberry.
I like that idea.
So, between them and the birds, whatever drops they can have, and then we'll collect. And so the system's pretty simple. This is kind of built off a rollaway design. I can give Jerica the dimensions on how I built this, and it's super easy to build.
Yeah, okay. And then I got to thinking, like, we were going to purchase nesting boxes, but we realized...
Yeah, you can. And I think if you're like a commercial operation, it might make sense, or if you simply don't have a budget. Like, I'm just not in the business of spending dumb amounts of money for things that I can build in 2 or 3 hours. So
it was cost effective.
It was about going to be about $1,000 to purchase quality nesting boxes for rollout.
I was so pleasantly surprised to see you just make this and how it's working so well for us.
Yeah, and you guys, my tape measure only has inches. Like, I'm not a cabinet builder, and it's super easy to do. So don't feel like you can't do it. Like, you could totally do it. I'll give her the dimensions of the diagram, and you can hop on her email list, and she'll email you what that looks like. So,
and then tell us a little bit more about this rollaway concept.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, if you've got 4 or 5 birds, or maybe 20 birds, it's okay for them to just like lay in a box of, like, most likely you'll have some nesting material or hay or wood chips or pine shavings, and that's fine because you have a handful of birds and it's easy and you just reach in and grab some each day. But when you get to 150 birds, you don't want them pooping and hanging out in kind of doing that. Like, you don't want to have to wash a ton of eggs. You want to be able to have them lay, have them roll to the back of the coop gently with gravity and hang out there, so we can just walk up, grab them, put them in the trays, haul them home, and then put them in the cartons to sell. That's the concept of rollaway. If our last setup, we didn't have that, so we just would open the hatch, reach in there, grab them, and a lot of times there would be sawdust or shavings or something on there, or chicken poop on there, which is no big deal. But I don't want to call this commercial, but you're talking 12 dozen eggs a day. So this actually is an old, this tarp here is an old RV awning shade from our RV, where we had a mishap and the thing pretty much detached. So
we repurposed that, and then you hung it over like this for what reason?
Mainly just to give them some...
in there!
Mainly just to give... So she's just hanging out in there, which is kind of a no-no. We just want them to go in there and lay an egg and then leave. So the theory is it's dark in there, and they can kind of hop in there. And, this is a pad, actually. It's a really good pad. It's not like AstroTurf or like the green turf you put in your backyard. This is actually like a doormat. And so you can get that at Walmart for $12. So go into their like outdoor rug section. It's inside. It's not in the garden center, at least by us. You literally buy it, and it's like a bristly. And so what this does is it catches dirt. You literally can take it here. You shake out the dirt.
We could even spray it down if we need to.
Yeah. And what's nice is it's super airy underneath. So you can literally come out, shake it, and that chicken poop will come off.
And then also we were noticing with the AstroTurf that we trialed.
Yes.
They were pecking at it, and it was like pulling apart a little bit.
Yeah.
And we just knew that was not going to last.
Yeah, and it's like, we don't want to be consuming
AstroTurf
plastic
pieces.
What is that? PFAs or chemicals and
Yeah,
like
microplastic, like,
BPA.
and we don't want them to be consumed.
So yeah, and so this is a really good deal, you guys, and like, it's like $12 for one sheet of this, and I don't remember how much it cost exactly, but it was cheaper than a lot of options.
The egg, when it drops, then will not crack.
Yeah.
It can still roll away to the back, right?
Yeah, and it just makes it to where you can yank them out, shake them off.
We can clean the boxes easier.
And it's firm enough to where it'll let the egg go. And so this first box, I've built it. It has some supports in it. It's got 2 supports. So it has, a little top on it, about a 2.5 inch kind of top there. It's got this support. And it's got this support, and then obviously the end support. So there's 4 supports, the ends and 2 in the middle. And you guys, it's for chickens. It's not for people to do backflips on. So
there's an egg that rolled to the back there.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want. You want them to come up here, lay an egg, the egg disappear behind the little curtain there, and move on. And so you don't want them nesting in there. So right now what they're doing is they're hopping up here and they're hanging out on here.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to end up doing is buying a little sheet of some type of, put like a little slant on here and then secure that wood to this slant.
Something to
that way when they jump up here they'll slide down. So
we don't want them like up on there.
So they stay off the top. So that's the actual nesting boxes, and like hopefully they'll start using it. So a couple of them are, and so hopefully everybody gets the memo. This is our door here. This is an Amazon door. I forget the exact brand. Not impressed at all. Having issues with the timer. Sometimes will come out and this door will be opened about 2 inches, and like you have to come over and manually raise it. So not the best, but also only spent like $50 on it. So you get what you pay for. And unfortunately, this didn't work out like I thought. We'll show you the new door we're going to purchase. And we may end up doing 2 doors.
And we've only had that for like 4 weeks, right? So it's like worth it to just go for the higher quality door, in our opinion.
And we had a door previously. It was an auto sensor based on light. I put it in there, set it, and walked away. And for over a year, never messed or even questioned that door one time. You really want a light sensor. So Arizona has really long days in the summer and then really short in the winter. You kind of want them to be, just ready to go as soon as the sun's up. And you don't want to be choking them or having them staying in the coop extended. So,
okay, so you kind of framed it in and then just attached our, what do you call this? Some sort of fencing?
Yeah, it's called a no-climb fence.
No-climb fence.
That's a 6-foot no-climb fence.
Okay, yeah. So let's go into coop exterior, like the structure. Tell me what you used and like why.
Yeah, well, mainly this stuff is affordable. It's super strong, easy to work with. You literally put a come-along on it and just stretch it. So, we got these railroad ties and set them and nailed it right to it. So, we do have this, cheap Walmart tarp on it, providing shade, which should be fine for a couple months, but it won't last a summer here in Arizona. But for now, it's serving a purpose.
Some shade and some wind cover too.
Yeah.
On the other side is the chain link fence, so it's a very ventilated coop. So
it's very secure. So we have coyote problems here, like everywhere. I mean, trappers were able to eliminate the grizzly bear from the United States. Obviously they were up in Montana and Canada, but people don't realize grizzly bears used to be in Arizona. Big wolves used to be in Arizona, and they did a great job getting those off of the landscape so people could thrive. It's, people debate that stuff, but the reality is you don't want wolves in local populations. Like it's very, very tough on animals.
So what are we left with? What do we see mostly? Like, what's been a problem for us here?
Yeah, coyotes. I mean, coyotes are so resilient. They breed, they move, and so the other morning there was 4 coyotes standing right here waiting for this door to open. And so I came out and shot one with it's called a PCP air rifle. A couple days after that, I trapped one using a leg hold trap. It stepped into the trap and caught it. It was on the other side. I can't really real quick, so we can go over there later. But
along the side. Okay, so then with the coyotes and the bobcats, how are we preventing?
The main thing is you can't get into this thing. There's no little opening. So I walked through this entire thing and made sure there was no space.
Okay.
Like, there's a 2-inch space right here, and that is the only space in this coop. And so I could literally take and ban that, but the thing is that's secured. So there's logs at the bottom, so they can't dig under. It would be too much of a hassle for them to dig that far out.
Okay, so the perimeter is a concern because they can dig underneath.
Yes, so you want to put logs at the bottom, but on the other side I actually have fencing laid down. And so I can show you that too, but let's go into the coop from the other side.
Okay. And so the majority of the coop is this chain link, right?
Yes, this is an old dog kennel. So I went onto Facebook Marketplace, typed in dog kennel, and this guy was selling. He used to run hound dogs to catch lions. He was selling this for, I can't remember, I think like $500 for the whole thing. It came with 3 of these doors, came with 4 12-foot sections. And some of those sections you can actually put on the roof. And so what's nice about the chain link, I mean, it's not the most aesthetic, Pinterest-looking $7,000 chicken coop.
Like here's a section we have that's not being used right now.
So that's a 6-foot section.
What it was. Yeah.
But this right here is a 12-foot section.
Yeah.
And so you can infinitely scale this. So if I want to make this chain link or this system bigger, I go buy another section. And so all you do is have these clamps.
Which we've done one time now. We've already...
Yeah, so we added this section last week.
Yep.
And so what's nice is you can make it small and literally have a super small for like 5 or 6 birds, but nothing is getting into it. It's super airy. So if you have wind problems, you're just going to need to hang something like a sheet of plywood.
Yeah.
Or for us in the wintertime, you want it airy. You just need shade on it.
And then this is a nice piece of, what is that?
Shade cloth.
Shade cloth.
It's privacy fencing so people can't see through. But if you look here at the bottom, so this is that no-climb fence. And literally all you need to do is take a shovel and cover that with dirt and you won't even see it. And so
this is preventing them from digging underneath.
Yeah, so we just need to bring a shovel in, cover it up, it'll go away.
And getting into the coop.
And so this is the other end of the coop. I am a very keep it simple guy. I generally don't win awards for like best in show, but as far as usefulness, not wasting a ton of money and like actually working, like that's what I do. Now, some of you are going to see these 2x4s here. Spin it around, babe.
Okay.
So up here, up top where those birds are sitting, those are 2x4s. That's a waste. Like you shouldn't be using 2x4s for a roost. You should be using 2x3s. Half the price. You're not wasting wood. What's nice with this system is a 2x4 actually fits into this no climb slot. And so it just rests on there. So you can see, so all I did was pin a screw there to hold it from dragging out. This is a roost for them. They're up off the ground. They can sit on here. I can literally take these out in 2 seconds.
Move them if we need to come in here for clean out.
Exactly. And so all you have to do with that 2x3 is just take your carpenter saw and just trim a little bit off of the bottom there and it'll fit in. You literally can spin it. It'll lock in.
It's simple and effective. And I just will say, like, as the wife in this, I have wanted so badly to have like the Pinterest perfect coop. And since we were going to do this on a big scale, we were going to be doing this for a while. I'm like, let's just do it right. Let's do it pretty. Let's make it look good. And it just turned out that like, that is not reality. For what we need here in Arizona, we need protection for the chickens. We need them to be safe in the coop. And we need it to be ventilated and prepare it for summertime, which gets really hot here. And just all those coops that are cute that you see out there are just not the most effective for the needs that we've had. And so I quickly got over that. And now I'm just super excited that this coop is big. Like, we're standing up. We're standing up in here. We can move around. We'll be able to clean better. We can see all the chickens. They have plenty of room in here. It's been an adjustment for me and my expectations, but I'm just so excited how Kirk has been persistent.
Yeah, and it's like, what do you want to spend? 20 grand to house chickens on lumber?
What do they call it? Function over fashion? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, in to each their own on that. If you want to spend 20 grand for
sure, yeah,
chickens, then do it.
Or an all wood nice that is ventilated. Like, it's just going to cost you more money.
This is actually the scene of the crime.
Oh.
Where this is kind of this is the leg hold trap. So I had set it right here. So you literally just step on this, and then, so this thing folds over. So this thing goes down, you put it on there, and now this thing is ready to go. So this right here is like stuffing from like a teddy bear. You put that underneath it so rocks don't get in it. And then you just get a sifter, like a sand toy sifter, and you literally do this, and it covers it. As soon as the coyote comes, it literally grabs it. So when it grabs the coyote, this doesn't hurt. It literally just holds his leg. They don't die from pain. And then it's your job to come and either release it or kill it, whatever you want to do. Jericho woke up at like 3 in the morning and was like, something is going on out there. And I'm like, oh dang, I think I got one. We came out here and this coyote was wedging himself into that corner, actually, trying to hide from us.
His leg was stuck in the trap, and there's a little bit of length on it, so he crawled up into the corner against here trying to hide. That's where we saw him when we came out.
So yes, needless to say, that coyote got turned back into the earth. He was dispatched, and we buried him.
It's war here. There's no room for like letting the coyotes go.
You have a responsibility to take care of the animals you're stewarding. These are your animals to take care of. And even when, like, a couple months ago, we had dinner with Joel Salatin, and I was telling him, like, a bobcat had just came in, and he's like, dude, you gotta get to them. You gotta send a message. And he goes, they won't go away. They'll just know, like, they'll know. The animals will know. If you go to that house, there's a good chance you're gonna die. And they'll forget every once in a while, and that's why you need to. And our dog, you can see him. He was over here. So Hoot is in the pen, and he guards him. He's a he's a Catahoula by breed, but now he's apparently a guardian livestock dog. So.
We've given him an actual job for the first time in his life, and
yeah, other than just being our buddy. So yes, this is the coop. There's some chain link on top here, so that just lets air and rain in. But where they sleep and where the nesting bars are, this is an actual roof. This is strangely like an old garage door that was on our lot when we bought it. Now it's working as a roof. And this is simply just a 2x4 spaced 24 inches on center with just corrugated roofing from Home Depot, nothing special, with some exterior deck screws, and that's holding that on. There are hurricane clamps on the inside holding on the roof to that cross 2x4 that it's set on. But over here I just took some strapping and strapped the roof down to this fence. So I don't know if this is OSHA approved, but
there's the strap he was.
Yeah, so it'll hold it down most likely, but if 70 mile an hour.
And it's really heavy, so.
Right. And if 70 mile an hour winds come, I don't know.
It's been really windy the last few days, which has been a good test, and
But
it has not budged.
our test will come in the monsoon season that we get in the middle of summer. This thing was about $400 at Costco, and that'll house feed. And the nice part is the feed is right there, so we can drive up, unload all of the feed into this, and then from here you literally have 10 feet. So we open it. Here's their feed for the day. They're almost down to the bottom. These things just hang and they come and eat as they go.
Is there a particular reason why you're hanging it?
Yeah, technically it keeps it off the ground so the rodents and mice don't get it. And so it's high enough to where they can get it, but you're not feeding the mice. That's their little door from the inside.
So how long do you think this is?
Well, this panel's 12. That one's 12 and 12, so 12 times 3. Yeah, 36 feet long. That's about right.
And then it looks to be at least like 6 feet wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, because about your height, I feel like you could.
It's about 6 foot.
Span.
We've got a planting project coming. The whole exterior is gonna get moringa seeds. A gentleman from our church gave us tons, probably 1,000 seeds from his moringa here in Arizona that has produced. He's like, hey, try this moringa, and I ate it at his house, and it wasn't bitter. He's like, this is the sweetest tasting moringa I've had. So hopefully this tree will be sweet for you guys.
Those. Yeah.
And so the hopes with that is we'll plant them on the exterior. It'll, 1, cast shade, but 2, it'll be kind of a moringa hedge all the way around. So the theory will be you can come out here in the morning, check the water, take a pair of snippers, walk to every other tree, and then snip a branch and throw it on the ground, snip a branch, throw it on the ground. And you'll be able to do that in skipping a tree. It'll be every 3rd tree or every 4th tree. We'll have to play with it and monitor it, but we can supplement their feed. And if you Google the moringa nutritional content, it's wild. It's packed, like full of stuff. So just a powerhouse plant. Yeah. So the chickens love it, and it'll supplement their feed that we give them.
Yes, which is something we need right now.
So your goal is to feed them as cheap as possible to get eggs, and then make sure what they are eating is super beneficial. And that moringa plant is great.
Nutrients, minerals, protein.
And they'll grow back every year. You can cut them down in the winter. And
yeah, so moringa trees.
We'll plant some grapevines.
The soldier fly.
Larva. I'm still looking into that. I've seen some content on that, but it's pretty much a box that just produces fly eggs, which is pretty disgusting.
It sounds really gross, but the concept keeps
massive amounts of protein,
them constantly available for the chickens to just go and grab, so they don't like get out anywhere. They just get caught in this thing that the chickens can just eat out of.
Right.
It's a really cool.
The name of the game with egg production, from my understanding, is protein. And so there's not a whole lot of protein in grasses and greens. And so obviously you need to, potentially supplement that with, naturally they're going to find grasshoppers and crickets and grubs and stuff and scratch and peck and caterpillars. So
especially as we introduce greenery into our pen area.
There's going to be more about taking care of eggs, selling eggs to our neighbors, that process. You guys don't realize it, but Jerica is an absolute whiz as far as like setting up a landing page, creating, a place for people to find you, newsletters, using an email newsletter system to actually inform your people. And so she's the actual brains about all of this. So yeah, it'll be fun to actually film what it looks like to collect how many eggs we're getting a day. We'll document that, and then we'll take you guys along as we sell them to our neighbors. And you guys, I have a company that does really well. Like, this isn't our pure source of income. I think this will be profitable if we don't factor in labor. So this should make over $1,000 a month, not factoring in labor, which isn't smart, but we're going to let our kids learn this. Our kids will be learning Excel. They'll be learning management. They'll be learning budgeting. They'll learn revenue, operating expenses, top line revenue. What is
sort
net
of back end business? Yeah.
Not back end, but it's full business,
I know.
front and
what
back
I guess
end.
what I meant by that is like the things other than going out and doing the hard work, the collecting the eggs, the cartoning the eggs.
Right.
They're gonna learn the back end stuff as well.
They'll know everything. They'll know what it takes to maintain these and
manage the
have
profits
and have customer relations and serve your community and serve your neighbors by providing a good quality egg. And aside from grass-fed ground beef, the egg is the superfood to consume.
Mm-hmm.
It's got choline and proteins and cholesterols for your brain, and I mean it's literally the perfect little thing to have. Right, they'll come out here in the morning, they'll do the basic coop maintenance. They'll get an eye on the water, make sure the water's working. They'll confirm that. You know, they'll make sure there's no bobcat out here sitting in the woodpile or coyotes, and they'll bring the dog in, and that'll kind of start the day off. Now, we'll probably have to come out around maybe 10 o'clock and around 1 o'clock. And so the theory is they'll be able to come here, set their carton down, lift this up. I'm going to build a latch right here.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
So like when you open it, it'll catch it.
Okay.
And then to release it, you just kind of pull the latch back and it'll go back.
Okay.
So this should be full of eggs because of the gravity of the way this is sloped.
Yeah.
And so just like this right here, they'll literally come out here and this thing will be just flooded with eggs. And so we should be getting approximately 12 dozen a day. Between 11 and 12 dozen a day. We'll be able to collect those. We have a wagon. They can drag those over to the house.
Yeah. We've structured an egg club. So if you're local to North Phoenix or Phoenix anywhere and you want to drive up to get access to these fresh eggs, you just join our egg club. We'll have the links to all of that and more information on that page for you down below this video.
Do you think we say a lot?
For sure. And now you're going to stop the video, start it over, and then count how many times we have said
Yeah. This is our YouTube channel, you guys, and we're mainly just want to bring you along for the adventure. So we believe in a lot of things that we used to think were kind of not normal, but the more we realize, if you have chickens, you are part of the solution. So there's a good chance if you have chickens, you're a, what do they say? You do sourdough.
It's like a gateway.
You homeschool your children.
If you get chickens, you're going to end up making homemade sourdough. You're going to end up homeschooling. You're going to exit
the matrix.
Yeah.
So I'm in corporate business Monday through Friday. Jerica stays home with the kids and trains them and teaches them and crafts with them. And we realize there's so many people that want to do that and are doing it. So we get to meet cool families, and our hopes is just to bring some enjoyment and wait for the merch shop to get brought up, and you could buy a hat or buy a shirt and support us if you want. So this is our operation. So, and if things go good, we'll buy an incubator and actually scale to probably up to 300. And that's the thing about chickens too, you guys, is like the same work that you do for 50 chickens is the same for 150.
Yeah, it really hasn't felt like more work.
You just put a little more feed in.
Yeah.
You just extend the coop a little bit more. But the actual, once it's structured, they drink a little more water and you need a little more feed.
Yeah.
So if you, and we're going to show you guys the numbers. Jerica's already got a spreadsheet of everything we spent, what we plan. You're going to
be shocked because I was.
What we plan to sell them for.
How much this costs.
How long it takes to recoup. Your investment. Be transparent with where we're at, how we can get better, and then ultimately get everybody a pair of chickens so they start to exit the matrix.
Give you or just encourage you to go after this and realize, okay, if they can raise 150, I can raise 5. Let me just put together this in my backyard. It is just way more possible than you would think.
brutally honest, if you only wanted 2 hens, like not even a rooster, the only reason you get a rooster is to protect them and to fertilize the eggs, so you could actually incubate them and hatch them. But if you didn't care about that, which if you're in a small space or in the inner city,
wouldn't.
Yeah, you can literally have 2 chickens, and you wouldn't even need to buy feed for them. You could give them your table scraps. You can give them noodles. You could give them...
Let them rummage in the grass in your backyard.
Yeah, or like you cut your grass and you literally can go throw that. You go pick your neighbor's weeds and throw them in your little chicken coops. If you have 2, your excess food, your personal waste from you and your family would feed them just fine.
We don't want to tell you what you should be doing, but...
We're just going to show you what we're doing.
Yes, what we're doing, what's working for us, what we think you would be interested in hearing about. Any questions, ideas that you have, we read and respond to.
But we will not shit on you.
We won't tell you what you should be doing.
That's right.
We're just so excited to be transparent and opening up about everything that we're doing, how we're doing it, and how you can get the most fresh eggs to your home for your family, because it's important to us, and
you don't
we
even
know
get
that
chickens.
It's important.
Don't even
to
get.
You
You're going to see the numbers on how much we've spent. You're going to say these people are not the brightest.
All right.
Do people actually watch this stuff?
If you're still here right now, you better drop something like in the comments.
You're shooting on them.
You should. You should.
I am going to have to work on her, you guys. Don't subscribe and just run for the hills right now, because this is going to be...
And never watch another one, because it's coming next week, but you don't have to watch it.
I'm shooting on you in the right way.
You don't have to watch it.
You should run.
Okay.
See you, bye.
Bye.